Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Jamball, and I am joined today by Rowan Please, one half of the Femcels and one half of Worldpeace DMT. And we're here today for another episode of Beach Boys Baddies, where I'm talking to all the baddies in the Beach Boys community. And just
Such a good name.
I think so. I had it in my Instagram bio for a little while, and people were messaging me saying, "What's this all about?" And I was like, "Oh, maybe I should make this a series because Beach Boys
Yeah,
Baddies.
yeah.
I love it." So
It's
thank
so
you so
good.
much for being here, Rowan. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Jenny.
Mm. Well,
Excited to be here.
I'm very excited about this too because, as I mentioned, Rowan is one half of the Femcels, and they released a really great album at the start of this year, which my husband reviewed on the Needle Drop. And because he reviewed it, we were listening to it all the time just to like get the feel for it. And through that, he told me that in an interview he read that you were very heavily inspired by the Beach Boys and Surf's Up and Love You. And I was like, what? I need to know more about this. So that is why we're here today. One of the big reasons, because I want to learn all about your Beach Boys origin story and what it means to you. So let's get into
Gotta,
it.
gotta love those guys.
So I guess let me know, like, how did you discover the Beach Boys? Was there a particular album or a
Mm.
song that you heard that really connected with you? Let me know how that started for you.
My sister, whenever I used to go around her house, she's about 15 years older than me, and she would play Pet Sounds just like all the time. And after a while I was a bit like, because I was like a big Beatles fan, but I like literally would only listen to the Beatles and no other music at all.
Love
Like
that.
I used to get my friend at the time to like download cool indie music onto my iPod, and then I just like hated it all. And I was like, I'm just never gonna listen to cool music, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But then I guess I started listening to the Beach Boys from that, and I would like download albums onto like this old Kindle.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I think I started off with Pet Sounds and then moved on to like Friends, and then I don't know, kind of went from there.
I love that. And I hear that from a lot of people, Pet Sounds is normally like the gateway album. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
what's so interesting about the Beach Boys catalog is like there literally is something for everyone. Like, especially you mentioned Friends, like a lot of people will hear that and be like, there is no way this is the Beach Boys. Like this is not them,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's such a different sound for them. So it's really interesting you went from Pet Sounds and then to Friends because it's such a different vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the like smug thing about being a Beach Boys fan is like, like that meme, it's like when you're in the corner, it's like nobody here knows that the Beach Boys are like the most avant-garde band.
Yeah. We have all been that meme at one point in our lives, especially as a Beach Boys fan.
Yeah.
So I guess how did your interest with them progress? Like that's how it started, but where does it currently show up in your life now? And what are some favorite
Hmm.
albums and songs and things from them that you enjoy?
Do you ever used to be on like Beach Boys surf posting on, or like you still on there? Like it's like a
No.
Facebook group.
No, there's so many Beach Boys Facebook groups, and I'm only a
There are
part of
so
a
many.
few of them, and a lot of them have just become riddled with like AI, like pictures, and I'm like, what
Really?
is this? But that one, I'm not a part of that. But tell me more about this because it may be something I join.
Okay, so I think I even like started dating someone off like very briefly. I
I
think
love it.
but off Beach Boys stuff posting. Um but yeah, I think I would see memes about the Beach Boys Love You, and I'd be like, and I try and start, I was like, this is never gonna be me, like this is the weirdest thing we've ever had. And then I guess over the past couple years that kind of became my favorite album by them. And you're like, okay, like you just have to listen to it progressively over like years and then it kind of gets
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, completely agree. Like I've been a fan for a very like since I was a little kid, and I remember hearing
Cool,
"Love
yeah.
You" growing up, and I didn't really like it. I thought this is weird. Like, what's all this
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
like banging and like the synths are so loud. But now, probably in the last 10 years, I'm like, this is a masterpiece.
It's so good.
It's amazing, and I love how it's pretty much like a Brian solo album in many respects.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and like the story behind the album in itself is very interesting as well. So
Yeah.
I guess that's another big part of being a Beach Boys fan too, all of the lore that goes behind it. So have you found yourself dabbling in that? And what do you think about all of that?
Yeah, I have, I like to dabble in that. Don't know, it's hard to know where to begin, isn't it?
Yeah, truly. Because there's so much. There's like, the early stuff that happened with, you know, the brothers and the dad being like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
weird. And then you get all these things later on when they discovered all drugs and all this crazy
And
stuff. And
then
it's just,
not Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson.
I know.
I didn't realize quite how far. Do you watch Tor's Cabinet of Curiosities?
No, what? No, there's so much I need
Oh,
to discover.
oh my God, oh my God. He's this YouTuber and he's like, I don't know, some 25-year-old like genius guy. And he
Yeah.
just like goes down all these rabbit holes. And he's made a couple videos on the Beach Boys, one about Dennis Wilson
Mm.
and that drama stuff, and one about Love the Beach Boys Love You. And they're amazing. They're
Oh
like
my
such good
God.
videos. You
I
should
love,
interview him. Wait, no, he's not a baddie. But his
hey,
girlfriend is. His
all,
girlfriend, they
I
met
think
because they're Beach Boys fans, I think.
baddies, it can be all encompassing. Right now I'm focusing on the girl baddies, but there is potential for anyone can be a baddie. My husband,
Yeah,
he's a Beach
maybe you
Boys
should interview
baddie,
him.
it's the way it goes. Yeah, I think I also respect the hustle with YouTube and the deep dives that we have access to now because especially, when I was, really getting into the fandom growing up, there wasn't much of that available to me. Especially my
Yeah, yeah.
friends were like, "Oh, the Beach Boys, Surfing USA," and I was like, "No, no, 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 no.
Wait
There's
a second.
wait a second. There's so much more to discover here." Did you find that was similar for you when you were listening to them? Were your friends into it? I know you mentioned your sister was, but how about like friends or other people around you?
I mean, when I met Leo,
Yeah.
like I was like, oh, he's finally meeting someone that like knows like all the words to Surf's Up, like the
Mm.
album and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But with my sister and stuff, I guess she liked Pet Sounds. I'd be like, you should listen to this. And she'd be like, no. Yeah, that's too weird.
Yeah. How funny that you started to recommend the music to her after she was the one that initially got you into it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, she wasn't down for Friends.
No, no. Oh my gosh. I think Friends is a perfect album, like a next album to kind of show to people because
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
different sounding to anything else that they've done and because it's so short as well. So it's not like
Mm.
a huge commitment of a listen. You can kind of just be like, I've got like a half hour to spare. I can listen to this. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
it's so funny. So I guess aside from Love You, before we started recording here, you mentioned 2020. Like what other albums
Yeah,
of the
I
Beach
actually
Boys
love
like?
2020.
Me too. Me
I think
too.
it's so good. I feel like that's a really underrated Beach Boys album, to be honest.
It definitely is, and I know it gets a lot of hate because the track list is like all over the place, but hey,
Yeah.
it keeps you guessing.
What do people say about the track list?
Well, because it's not really like cohesive in many ways. It'll go from like a really calm song and then it'll be like something really
Oh
loud.
yeah, and then it's just like, yeah, someone screaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. It is quite weird. I feel
But
like
like,
there are a few songs that
yeah,
I might skip on that one because they're a bit they don't make much sense with it.
exactly. But I think I never really felt that. But then when I started to go online and go into like forums and stuff, and I was like, oh, people really have an issue with this. So it's
Yeah.
interesting being part of online communities. There's so many things that you never would have realized. And typically they're quite negative things, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this series, is because, like, I was a Beach Boys fan for so long before getting online. And then getting online,
Hmm.
I was like, great, I can meet all these really cool, like-minded people. And then there are a lot of those people, but then there's also a majority, big group of people that are like, this album's bad, this track list is
They
no
just want to
good.
rage about the album.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, because that's not what I'm about. I really like to, just highlight the fun things, the positive things. Of course, I can be critical,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of critical people out there. So I was like, I can just provide a platform where people can just have fun with the music instead of just
Yeah,
being like,
yeah.
this album sucks or whatever. So that's
Yeah.
why I really wanted to do this and talk to other people about things that they really enjoy about the
Yeah.
music. And I know that you've referenced Surf's Up as well as Brian Wilson as being like a huge influence in your music. And I wonder what it is in particular about the music or Brian himself or other members as well. But I do know that Brian is kind of the gold standard that,
Yeah.
inspire you or what you feel connected to.
I guess I kind of like how like beautifully like naive he is in some ways. Like
Yeah.
even with Love You, I mean there's some bit weird bits in that, but um but he's still just like trying to like write from the perspective of like a younger person. And this, I don't know. Sorry, that wasn't the most eloquent answer.
No, it makes a lot of sense because there is that vulnerability there as well with Brian's music. Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of themes of things that weren't really being discussed or covered by other artists at the time, especially with Pet Sounds, as a lot of themes of like mental health and struggles and things like that, which weren't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
prevalent. And for something like that to come out during that time and to connect with so many people must have been really amazing, and I think that's why
Yeah.
a lot of people feel very connected to his music, um,
Mm.
and
I
find it
like how
very
like simple his lyrics are a lot of the time. Like I feel like when I write something, I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want it to be in its like, there's something like witty every now and then, but like kind of in its simplest form.
absolutely.
If
Sometimes
I'm,
simple is
Mhm.
best, that
Yeah.
obviously there's time and place and space for, there's more complex things, but it's not always needed. And it's good to have that balance, which I think Brian and, the rest of the guys in the band did so well with their music. So that's a really great point. The simplicity of it all and the vulnerability as well. Um,
Yeah,
I guess
for
when it
sure.
comes to the music, is there like particular songs that you find inspiring or that you might listen to when are trying to write a song yourself? Do you ever lean into it that way? Or is this
Yeah,
more
I'm
something
trying to
that's
think.
separate that you kind of just enjoy separately to your own creativity?
Even though like someone's your favorite artist, like to know how much of it is actually like leaching into your like own work, but tainting it. But
Yes.
I mean, I guess what I was trying to say before is that I like that he kind of writes as like a naive version of himself. I feel like I try and do that. Like I like let like the narrator in my songs like be a bit like more stupid or something than I am because I
Yeah.
don't want to sound clever because I feel
I
like
understand.
that's just not the right thing for a song.
No, it makes sense because I kind of referencing what I said before about what I try to do with what I do. Like, if you can be like really complex and critical, but it isolates a lot of people when you do that because it becomes very inaccessible. So it's really simplifying things does provide an avenue
Yeah,
for
yeah.
more people to actually relate and connect and find their own meaning in what you're saying rather than having very specific, things in there. So I fully appreciate that. Fully
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Another thing that I like that they do is say like is it Till I Die when it's like I lost my way, hey hey hey.
Mm,
I just like love it's just like the saddest hey 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 ever written in music.
truly, like you feel it, and it's just like at its core, it's not a very meaningful word, but it's the expression behind it, which you feel like, oh my gosh, like yeah, it
Like they're
connects.
like reusing like something they would say in like an earlier song, but then they kind of like I don't know, as like ruined men later on.
I completely hear that. That is a great observation. And again, like referenced before, we've said many times the differences in their sounds and how they kind of do come back to it, come back to that at times as well, just like in that particular track that you mentioned. Um, I guess, being a younger person interested in the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson and their music, what's something you wish people knew about them that they may not know? And it doesn't have to be like some crazy fact, but I just feel like there's such a preconceived notion about who they are, that which is fine, of course, like, that's fine to have that. But what's something you wish people knew about their music?
I guess the main thing is it's like they had this insane like amount of range, right?
Yeah.
And like that's kind of but then you can't really like if you like show someone yeah, you kind of have to just get them to listen to the whole discography. That's what I would say to them. I'd say just listen to everything.
Listen to everything. And what are your thoughts on like the order people should listen to them? Do you think they should do it chronologically, or do you think it's something just whatever grabs you, like go for that album?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of went back to the earlier albums later after I'd kind of done all the ones post like today and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of I feel like the way I did it was like a good way to go.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe like starting your children off with like the early stuff, right? And then they can like as they
Yeah.
get older, you give them another record and then another one and then another one.
it carries through them through their life, through that 1 year of their life. This is the one Beach Boys album you get to listen to and live
Yeah.
with and grow with.
Yeah, I think that's how you should do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was for me. Like my dad was a
Really,
huge Beach
really.
Boys fan and he's very meticulous in that he listens to everything. So like some fans might be like 2020 terrible album, I'm never playing it. Whereas my dad was like, we're listening to everything just because it's there and like he doesn't like things going to waste. So like I grew up listening
Oh,
to
so
like
he's like a music hoarder.
yeah, completely, completely. So like, I was like 12 and going to school. It was like, have you guys heard Holland by the Beach Boys? And they're like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, you guys don't know Holland? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
What do you mean? Um, I guess moving away from Beach Boys just slightly, still related, but you did mention like being a part of Facebook groups and some of these online communities, which, I dabble in, but don't get too deep into those types of communities because I find that niche fan communities can be really intense sometimes.
Yeah,
And
true.
I don't know how much you've dabbled in the Beach Boys niche fandom, but it can get really crazy. Sometimes for the good, sometimes not, depending who
Uh-huh.
you ask. But how do you feel about like particularly women in niche fandoms? Because we do know that, especially with the band like the Beach Boys or the Beatles, it's typically like you're a young girl that listens to XYZ. How is that possible? What do you really know about that artist, And it's always that preconceived like assumption that you don't know anything about this. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I think that I always find that interesting because there's not as many loud female voices in this space as I wish there was. That's why I'm really curious to hear other people's perspectives on that and how it feels for you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I haven't like delved like super deep into the
Yeah.
online communities. I mean, I was used to go on Beach Boy surf posting a lot, and then this like Beatles one, Beatles submarine posting, and then this like pulp one, and they're the ones I used
Oh
to
wow.
like used to go on all the time. But I was about 18 when I was doing that. I think I've spent about a couple years on there. But I would say just more in general, yeah, I feel like when I tell someone like I'm a fan of so and so, they don't, I'm just like, no, like you don't understand, I'm not just a fan, I just go up to people, I'm like, I'm the biggest Beatles fan I've ever met. And they're like, sure. But I
I
am, I've never met anyone that's bigger than me.
exactly like I'm it. It starts and ends
Like
with me.
it's me. And they didn't really seem to believe me, but I don't know why.
That's too funny. I love that though, because you should own it, own the fandom for yourself. And
Oh yeah, I love being a fan.
I think it's a great thing. And I think another thing which I've noticed, like there's this word like fangirl that gets thrown around like a negative. And I
Yeah,
don't like fangirls keep the music alive. Like without fangirls, especially
exactly.
for those early groups, like we're not just relying on the guys here. Like those girls kept it alive, especially for Beatles, Beach Boys, that kind of stuff. Like where would they
Exactly.
be without the fangirls? I don't know why it gets this negative connotation to it when it truly is not like
I'm gonna
that.
be a proud fangirl.
I am a very proud fangirl. And if people choose to use that in a way that is not positive, I'm not going to take it that way. That's always a compliment to me. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's good. I guess it's the same as, I mean, less so, but like groupie and that kind of thing. You're like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very true. Like those words hold a lot of meaning, and I feel like if it's on the other coin, like guys wouldn't really be called that. There would be some other really different term to describe that when it's essentially the same thing, fangirl, groupie, whatever it is. So I just find it very interesting
Yeah, yeah.
because, Beach Boys is a heavily male fan base, so I do get a lot of interesting comments. Sometimes ones that are a little bit unsavory.
Yeah, what do people say to you?
Well, I just think that they couldn't comprehend that I'm like, for context, I'm 33. So I'm like young, I'm getting up there, but I'm still young. And it's just like, you weren't alive in the 60s. Like, how could you like this? Or, it's like they see someone, blonde and makeup and holding a record and they think, oh, it's just to get a couple of likes. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's so stupid.
do you think I built my whole personality around this just for fun? Like, this is me. Like, this is who I am.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Um, just going to your own music that you do, Femcels, and we've got Worldpeace DMT, which I was not really aware of until a couple of weeks ago when you mentioned it to me, and I've been digging in, especially this other project, Worldpeace DMT. I can really feel the like 60s, like poppy influence. It's very nostalgic, and I don't know for what time, but when I listen to it, I'm like, this reminds me of something that I had and I want again. And I really, especially the newest one, this newest project. So you want to talk a little bit about that and what's to come for you as an artist?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I kind of think that like Leo is like the modern Brian Wilson.
I love
Like
that.
he has his little
Leo.
like bells and whistles, and I feel like he's Brian Wilson if in the studio like on the day of making vegetables, but every day. Like I feel like that's his approach is like, yeah, you just like chomp on that celery.
We need that type of creativity. Like, there's not enough vegetable chomping, celery chomping in the
Exactly.
studio. We need more of that because that's the kind of innovation. And it's also not just that, but it's like letting loose, just being a little bit fun, a little bit
Yeah,
silly with it,
yeah.
and you don't know what could come from that. So
Yeah.
if Leo sees this, which I'm sure he will, shout out next Brian Wilson. I love that. So you've got the newest release. I'm assuming this is a new release coming.
Yeah, it's called Flowers Powers.
I
And
love that.
there's one song on there that I would say is probably like the most Beach Boysy, which I told Leo not to release, but
Which
he is
one?
anyway. Oh, the surfing one.
Yeah, and there was two versions on the link that I was given.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
I think there's
alternate
two versions.
version. I like the alternate
Yeah,
one
me too. I
better.
like that one.
Like they're both great, but like because I was listening to it and not looking at the titles because I was doing my makeup, and then that perked my ears, and I was like, "Oh, surfing! Hey, maybe this is a Beach Boys reference."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I love that. I'm really looking forward to when this comes out into the universe. I'm sure people will really enjoy it. And also Femcels, I know you just released your album at the start of this year, but what about that? Is there anything on the horizon there with you and Gabby? Are you going to make anything else?
Yeah,
Anything else
yeah,
look
we're
forward
we're
to?
working on a new record or EP. I don't know, we'll see what it is. We've written a few songs for it. One about one's called Sorry for Being Crass, and it's like a twerk song. But about it like being
Love it.
embarrassed about being crass.
Yeah.
And we've also written a song about like a drone pilot. So there's a real mix in
I,
there.
definitely. We love that variety, just like the Beach Boys catalog. Like, why stick to one
Exactly,
thing?
exactly.
There's a whole
If
world
they were
out
around,
there.
I reckon they would have written a twerk meme. It's still going, a twerk song and a yeah. What do you think about the Mike Love? Do you ever see Mike Love live?
I saw him, the last time I saw him was 2016 in Australia because I just recently moved to America. So
Oh, cool.
2016, I saw Mike Love and Bruce Johnston performing on the beach. They were performed at Bondi Beach in Sydney, and
That's so cool.
it was cool. It was raining, so we had like our ponchos on and we were getting all like sandy. It was really cool. I enjoyed that show. I haven't seen him since. It's been because he hadn't come to Australia and he's not really touring anywhere around where me and my husband live. So we don't know if we'll see him again. And it's like it's so
Yeah.
complicated because like, you know, we have the Mike Love concert experience, which is very different to what you would get at like a Brian Wilson or an Al Jardine show. And
Yeah.
they can both exist. In my brain, it's like they don't need to be the same. Like they have their surfy car music, the hits, which is the Mike Love show. And then we've got like the deeper stuff, like the Pet Sounds, the Love Yous, which is what Al
Yeah, yeah.
Jardine and his band are doing. So it's
Yeah,
like
I really wish he'd come to the UK.
I wish too, but he did just come to Australia and the
I
reception
really, that's
for
cool.
him there was insane and so
Oh,
positive. So I'm
that's
hoping
so
that that
cute.
is an indication of, wow, like people are hungry for this. Let's take this a little bit more international because I really feel for
Let's
the
keep it
UK
clean.
fans. Yeah, keep it clean with Al Jardine. We need to let the UK guys hear some of this stuff too because we did see that in April, the Al Jardine show, and it was so good. Like to hear Love You in its entirety was like
That's so cool. I want to see that so bad.
yeah, I mean, Ding Dang, like singing Ding Dang with a crowd full of people who are also equally as obsessed with this song was
That's so
like,
cool.
it was
Yeah, that's it.
crazy. It was crazy. So I'm manifesting it for you. I hope that Al Jardine comes
Thank
down
you.
your
Come on
way.
now.
But how do you feel about the whole Mike Love experience? Like, have you seen it? Have you ever seen any of the
No, I
boys?
haven't. I mean, I don't know if like I think he played in the UK recently or is
He did.
going to.
He did
He
play
did, yeah.
recently. Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. I feel a bit I feel like I don't want to give him money.
I know.
If I go for free, I would.
Absolutely.
But I just I just it doesn't sit right on my
I
conscience.
know it's one of
As long
those
as
things. It's a hot topic. It's always going to be a hot topic in the
yeah, yeah.
Beach Boys world. And I don't know if he comes around our way. I don't know if we would go because it's not the same that it was. And it's kind of like Brian's last shows that he did. They obviously weren't the same as they were, but they still
Yeah.
had a lot of substance there that made you want to go and see those. Whereas this other
Yeah.
thing, it's like, oh, I don't know. So who knows? It's kind of like if you get the opportunity, it's like maybe you should just go and do it, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's complicated. It's tough. It is
It's
tough.
very complicated, yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any more questions for you about Femcels or World Peace DMT or Beach Boys, but I did have one very unrelated question, which me and
Uh-huh.
my husband saw online, and we were like, we have to ask about this. But did you not do something with Miss Charlie XCX recently?
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We,
what?
we we came on to do a song
That
a
is
few days ago.
wild.
Yeah, thank
Congratulations.
you.
That is
Thank
very
you.
cool. Very cool. What was that like? How did that happen? How did that come up for you?
Um I went to uh Caroline. I don't know. This is. I feel like she'll see it and I'll be embarrassed. I went to Caroline Polchak's house
Wow.
and met with the guy that did the moment,
Mm-hmm.
Aiden's Marie, and I think they like the femcels and stuff, so they like were like you should get them on.
Oh my gosh. It's surreal.
It's
We couldn't believe it when we saw it on Instagram. We're like, wait, is this real?
pretty crazy.
Yeah, congratulations. That's
Thank
so
you.
huge for you guys. I only have all the love for Charlie, all the love for you guys. So I'm really glad that opportunity came your way and exposing your music to a whole new fan base of people, which I
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
And hopefully all the Beach Boys fans will see this and be like, we're gonna go listen to the Femcells. We're gonna
You
go
better
listen to
listen to the femcels.
yeah, and listen to World Peace DMT. Like that's all you could hope for. And I like that's another reason why I wanted to speak to you because when my husband told me like, "Oh, she's a huge fan of the Beach Boys." I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" It just was so
I
shocking
guess
to
I
me.
don't know
I
if you
love
can like
that.
hear it in the music really, but also
No.
maybe it's like I think we're putting more harmonies in now, so maybe it'll be a bit more obvious. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, before we say goodbye, I guess do you have like a song that you think people should listen to, like a Beach Boys song, like a favorite that you want people to play or an album? I know you mentioned Love You, but is there something that you want like a parting song or album you think people should give a play?
Ooh.
I know it's like asking what your favorite food is or your it's just like there's so much to choose from.
Oh, this is so difficult.
I
I
know.
guess I guess it's not even a Beach Boys song, it's literally just a demo of a cover. But I've always loved the like demo of Walk On By.
It's
Specific.
beautiful.
It's so good, right? It
Yeah.
makes me want to cry.
There's so like and that's why I love demos because it's just raw, and
Yeah, yeah.
maybe it was made with never the intention of it being out, so it's not as polished and it's not as clean as official releases. So you hear a lot more. So I respect that. This is the first person who's actually suggested a demo. So this this is a
Is that
real
like
fan.
annoying?
No, it's
Actually,
great.
it's but then the version of it that I like, I think is different on my CD than it is
Yeah.
on anything else. So you have to listen to the
Ah.
CD version. I think it's on 20 on the 2020, what would it be? 2020 mixed with, do you remember those CDs that are like they have two albums on?
Oh, the Toofers. Yes, I do. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
it was on the twofer of um yeah, 2020 and something else.
We'll dig it
Yeah.
up. You have to play it. And if
So
anyone
that's
does
how you
play
have to, yeah, if
yeah,
you want to listen to a song, you have to find that specific CD and listen to it there.
that's dedication. It's not just like, hey, play good vibrations. Like, no, you got to work for this.
You gotta work for it. Or you can listen to the YouTube version or like Spotify version that's basically the same.
Yeah, make it easy.
Yeah.
Well, Rowan, this has been absolutely amazing. Love chatting with all the Beach Boys baddies. This has been so great. Thank you so
Thank you
much for your
too.
time today,
Thank
and we
you.
will see you soon. Thank you
Sorry
so
if my
much.
answers were shit, but yeah.
No, they were great answers. They were amazing.
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Nice talking to you.